In this video, I'm going to tell you how you can use ChatGPT for your Facebook marketing. Hey everybody, Katie Lance here, and I'm excited to talk to you about ChatGPT today, specifically for Facebook marketing. And if you're in real estate, I know this is going to be a huge help. I've got 3 tips for how I like to use ChatGPT for Facebook. Let's dig in. Tip number 1, use ChatGPT to create written blog form content that you can use for Facebook. Okay, let me deconstruct this a little bit. So when it comes to Facebook, one of the things that's getting a lot of traction right now are text-only posts, right? So you might have been on Facebook recently and seen kind of like mini blog posts where people are writing a little bit more than just a sentence or two. And this is a trend that we are continuing to see get traction. Now, this is great, although if you are not a writer, you might struggle with this. So maybe you're thinking to yourself, you want to create some content around things that you get asked all the time. Like, you know those things you get asked all the time and you're like, if I get asked this one more time, well, guess what? I always think that's a great video, and you can also take that video content and turn it into a blog post. So one of the things I often do, I have a lot of video content, as you guys know. If you're watching this on YouTube, by the way, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the bell button because we have new videos like this that come out each and every week. So we do a lot of video content, but I know that written content also does really well on Facebook. So one of the things I'll do is we'll share the link to videos over on Facebook, but then when I look at the verbiage of what I said in a video, I can often take that verbiage and write a little mini blog post and post that over to my Facebook as well. And again, if you're not a great writer, here's where ChatGPT can come into play. You can go into ChatGPT and say, I need a mini blog post that I can write for Facebook that's all about how to get my home ready for the market in 2024. I want this to be friendly and helpful and upbeat, and I'm a local realtor in Tampa, Florida, right? So then ChatGPT is going to come back to you, give you something short and sweet. You might even say, hey, add some emojis as well, which make it, really friendly and conversational looking. As always, don't just copy and paste from ChatGPT. We want to read it over. I feel like with ChatGPT, it's going to get you 50% of the way there, but you need to go in, maybe delete a couple words that don't sound like you, just, zhuzh it up a little bit, so to speak, so it sounds like you, and make sure that, we're not violating anything with fair housing or anything like that. And if you've been struggling at all with your Facebook page and you're not getting a whole lot of traction, you might consider having some of these sort of short mini, I call them sort of mini blog posts that you can put up on Facebook. People like to read. Not everybody wants to watch a video, so that's a great use for ChatGPT. Tip number 2 for using ChatGPT for Facebook. I love using ChatGPT to come up with interview questions for interviews that I do on Facebook, especially Facebook Live. So in our last video, we talked about Reels and Stories and Facebook Live. And in fact, I'll link to that so you guys can check that out if you're interested. Facebook Live has been around a long time, but it is still one of the #1 pieces of content. And I love to go live periodically where we are interviewing somebody else. Now, we actually use Zoom for this because Zoom works really well. Everybody, now knows how to use Zoom, so you can get on Zoom and you can actually stream your Zoom to Facebook Live. But if you've never done an interview before, you might wonder, well, what am I going to ask someone? And so going into ChatGPT, you could say, I'm going to interview my local lender and I want to ask them some really interesting and important questions about what's going on in the real estate market. Can you give me 5 to 7 questions? Or I want to interview my favorite local baker, or I want to interview my favorite local restaurant owner. Can you give me a few questions that I could ask? And so ChatGPT is going to come back to you with a bunch of really great questions. I use this a lot for Facebook Live. I use it a lot for my podcast and other types of content as well. Again, I don't necessarily use every single question, but it's a great jumping off point, a great starting point. And by the way, everything I'm talking about with ChatGPT is free, which I love. Tip number 3, use ChatGPT and AI to create engaging images. So one of the cool things about ChatGPT, now if you have the paid version of ChatGPT, you can use DALL-E 3, which will allow you to create really cool AI generated images that you can use for Facebook. Pictures, graphics, videos, of course. A picture's worth 1,000 words, as we've all heard. And coming up with unique images, can be sometimes a little bit of a challenge. I like to try to stay away from a lot of stock photography. Some of it's okay, but when you're really trying to be thumb stopping on Facebook and put something out there that's really unique, some of the AI images that are out there are actually pretty cool, and they've actually gotten a lot better. So you can do this through ChatGPT. You can also do this through Canva. And what I have found, especially for real estate, is that the type of images that are really kind of cool to create, the AI images that I really think are fun for Facebook, are images having to do with your local town or your local community. So for example, you could go into something like Canva or ChatGPT and say, create a sunset picture of San Diego, and do so in a watercolor style, or do so in a pop art color style. And so especially for city type images, or anything community related, if you're looking for some really fun imagery, I would encourage you to check out, like I said, ChatGPT has DALL-E 3. You can also use Canva. There's lots of other great AI tools that are out there, but check it out specifically. We've done some fun ones for Las Vegas. We've done some fun ones for New York. It allows you to put out a really eye-catching image, and then you can pair that with some interesting text. Okay, I would love to hear from you. Are you using ChatGPT? Let me know in the comments below. And we've barely just scratched the surface with Facebook, so I would love to invite you to our Facebook masterclass that we're having at the end of the month. We are going to be going deep into all things Facebook, right? How to leverage Facebook stories and reels and live, and really how to put together a smart Facebook strategy to help take your real estate business to the next level. So get signed up, go to katilance.com/masterclass. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button and the bell button, because we have new videos that come out each and every week. All right, we'll see you soon, and I'll see you on Facebook.